do your football stuff, but then, all right, get off your feet. And it's like, all right, well, I don't really feel like sitting in a hotel room from 12 to 3 until the buses get leaving. So it just sucks. It absolutely stinks. And I think for everybody that loves Monday Night Football, oh, it's the best game in town. You could have asked any player, and they lied to you and tell you, yeah, it's great. The schedule sucks. The entire operation, it throws you off kilter for a while. And if it's a home game, it's a little different because you can go home and hang out. But road NFL Monday night games are the worst, Jerry, the worst.
So, Jesse, as a fan, let's see, our choices are Thursday night, I suppose Saturday toward the end of the season, which it's possible that Bears game could be Saturday. All those games are unscheduled right now.
I think it is going to be a Saturday game, and that I have no inside information of any kind. I just think it's going to be just
you and Matt Lafleur going with your guts.
Yes. They always like that Saturday game to be a team that's going to be in the playoffs, but the game has no ramifications on where they will be in the playoffs. And the Packers seem to fit that mold. Plus, it's Packers-Bears. It'll draw well. I feels like a Saturday game to me.
All right, so Saturday's a possibility. It's Thursday. I mean, yes, they played on Friday this to start the season, but we're not going to include that. It's Thursday. Is there a difference between Saturday day or Sunday day and Sunday night?
Not really.
Yeah, there is. There is.
No, there's not. But
glad we could agree.
For fans, there is.
Well, that's who I'm driving this at, because very few of us listening, unless, Bulaga likes to tune in. TJ Lang, big fan of the show. Who knows, maybe Aaron Rodgers. But whoever might be listening most likely is not an NFL player or former NFL player.
Okay.
So I from a media perspective, media does start with me. I am not a Monday Night Football fan. It's a long week. Throws off my Sunday story, because then game day is Monday, so you really need 2 Sunday stories, really. So I'm not a fan of it at all. I will say this, Tausch, because they play. Here's the weird thing about next week. Not only are you coming off a Monday night game, but then you have Christmas mixed in. And while coaches try to be about football, they also at least try to be thoughtful of the Christmas holiday. And at least they don't have to come back from a road Monday night game and then turn around and go to Minneapolis. But is that a sneaky, challenging week for them to get ready for a much more meaningful game than the one they're going to play on Monday night?
Indeed, it will be. But I think for the most part, what you'll do is you'll get the morning off. Then you'll have guys either take off or come in Christmas Day. Because let's be honest, for most of us, and you're an exception to every rule, Jason.
Thank you.
Most of us, you do your stuff Christmas Eve and then Christmas morning, and then in the afternoon of Christmas, you kind of settle in. You turn on an NBA game back in the old day. Now you turn on
the
Netflix
Bucks
and watch NFL football. No, the Bucks aren't good enough to be playing on Christmas Day. What the blank is that?
Cup champs.
So at that point, you get, guys are probably going to be, let's go get a little work, get a little sweat in. But it'll be shortened and condensed, but I don't think it's as big a deal. Again, you plan for all this stuff. These guys plan all this stuff out. Once they get that schedule, they got it laid out, and by June, July, they know everything that they'll tweak things, but they know everything that they're going to be doing from then until the last game of the season.
So did you find, we can obviously talk about this more tomorrow or next week, but did you find that Christmas...
I'm not doing a show tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm off tomorrow.
Are you working tomorrow?
Yeah.
I can't work tomorrow.
That's true. No, I'm not either. I'm going to a volleyball tournament.
Hey, Nebraska choke last night. Holy smokes.
No, those girls tried hard. Hey, no, they tried hard.
They were up 2-0 on Penn State in the Final Four, and they had match point 4 times in set 3, and they lost the whole thing. Penn State won.
Oh, John Cook.
Massive choke.
Did they give it their best, though? Did they give it their best?
Sydney's volleyball
in all
team
seriousness,
does
I
give
do
it its
wonder
best.
if Nebraska's press crush them today.
They should.
I'm generally curious about it because we've had this discussion numerous times. I know nobody loves talking about it, but That is one of
Except
that's one of the
for
biggest
you.
gag
Sorry, I did this. I'm sorry.
It's a pretty big gag job, is it not?
Biggest choke of the year, I'd say, of any sport. You can't be up
And
2 sets to none and have match point. Like, you win the match 4 different times. And then they lose
That's tough.
and they lose sets 4 and 5 after that.
Yeah, it's tough.
Brutal.
Sledding. It's tough. It's tough, but good season. I played a good year. Had a good year.
What irritates you more than the
Sometimes,
that one? I figured that one
fair.
was assumed. Actually,
Oh, okay.
the imbalanced coverage of how some teams that fail are given the well, it was a good season, good job, good effort. And other teams are crushed. Is there something that bothers you more than this? Because this one gets you fired up.
No, it's just it fits in the bucket of hypocrisy. That's all. And
bigger
I've
bucket,
stopped.
yeah.
I've stopped because I would be miserable in life if I just every time there was hypocrisy, I got outraged. But when it comes to the sports world, yeah, I mean, you can't have it both ways, everybody. That's all I've been saying for years, and you can't. And I would say that if I was playing in a game like that last night, and I was pushing for all of the great stuff that comes, you have to see on the other side of it, like the NFL does. You think if the Packers, like we have talked about for 30 or for 20 years about that Seattle game, 10, 15 years, whatever it's been,
10.
you think that would just be like, oh, shucks, guys, good effort. You guys got ahead 16-0. That's what happened last night in wherever they're playing, Louisville. And I just don't think the criticism is going to be anywhere close on a scale. And I get it because the NFL is up here. I understand all that. But I'll just be curious because, as Jesse said, and I just saw the highlights of it. Pretty big gag job last night down there.
Who will the Nittany Lions be taking on for the championship now?
The hometown Louisville Cardinals.
Oh.
Louisville, who also beat Pittsburgh, who choked it away a little bit last night. Not as bad as Nebraska.
Is Nebraska volleyball our biggest rival right now?
I don't know. They didn't even win a game
Wisconsin, as a Wisconsin Badger sports fan, is there anybody you like seeing getting their brakes beat in and guts ripped out more? Like, Ohio State gets beat tonight, or tomorrow. All right, great. I'm kind of whatever. Is there somebody worse? Is there somebody that, like, gets our dander up any more than that?
The opening,
good question.
The opening week of the college football season, when every Big Ten team except Minnesota won, and Minnesota lost by a missed field goal and the fireworks went off, like, that was pretty great. But
it's depressing to me if Minnesota losing to Eastern Michigan gets me that excited.
North Carolina,
I don't want to be in that place.
Bill Belichick's Tar Heels. I would say yes.
That means we're in a really bad place.
I would say I think you're right. I think Nebraska volleyball is the biggest rival right now to any Wisconsin sports team. Wisconsin Badger sports team.
Minnesota, Wisconsin
Badgers.
women's hockey.
No, it's Ohio State.
Yeah,
Ohio State's the big girls.
That was the
when it
natty
comes to women's
last
hockey.
year. Yeah.
Okay. The poll is in the field. As a fan, which day do you think is the worst day of the week for the Packers to play a game? Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Who are the 6.5% that say Sunday?
Yeah.
Those of us who subscribe to Red Zone.
Thursday is running away with it.
Or if you work at a brunch restaurant, I suppose, might not like the Packers Sunday games.
50%
I'll say this:
Thursday.
if I'm we're going up. Jesse and I are both going to the game on Monday.
Together?
Maybe.
No, separate. But
we could
you look
tailgate.
at this and you say Thursday night is definitely worse if you're driving and going to the game.
You got to go to work
because you got to get up unless you take off Friday, right? Or is Monday worse because then you got to take off Tuesday or you got to go in and slog through and work?
a whole week.
It really comes down to those 2 days. Saturday and Sunday are a horse apiece, right? Like it is what it is.
Last year we went to the Detroit game on Thursday night, and then I worked on Friday morning. I said never again. I will never work the Friday after a Thursday night game that I go to again.
Or after volleyball.
Like, that's miserable, driving back, getting home at 1 in the morning. Yeah, sometimes. Getting home at 1 in the morning, and then the turnaround. Like, so that's why I think Thursday's actually better, because you just take Friday off, make it a long weekend. Monday night, like...
when you're in charge of the scheduling, you can do that.
I'm independent of what I do. I would want to take, if like Becca in her job would want to take Tuesday off if we go to the Monday night game, if this is September or October, because you get back late and then you still have the work week still to go. At least the Thursday game, You're heading into the weekend. So that's why Monday night to me is the worst.
Monday night is the correct answer on this.
Well, this Monday night game is on December 23rd. Then they will. We have the show on Christmas Eve. I'm assuming Matt Lafleur will speak at some point during the day after a game, and then they will have to figure out what they're going to do for Christmas. As Tausch pointed out, a lot of times they just have them come in late and push the day back on Christmas Day. So we'll see about them. But you can vote in our poll question. You can text into the text line, because I know Jesse's very excited about the graphics when he posts your text messages now. That narrows our window even further. And when Tausch leans back in his chair and I'm up at the microphone, I look like the Jolly Green Giant, and he looks like the little sprout guy that hangs out with him. Speaking of little people that help out or don't help out at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we continue to slander Santa's elves, arguing that they are unqualified to join the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin team.
Has been a little slander, but you know what's really slanderous? Letting your money fly out your windows, not being comfortable in your home before you reach that brutal post-holiday winter. Yep, Santa Claus going to be busy coming up here. Magical. But his elves, they're not even qualified to build. They can't do what Pella does. Too many options, too many customizations. Can't handle it. You need the great team at Pella Windows and Doors. So instead of going to the big red fella, take advantage of the big Pella fella and ladies. Deal. Get as low as $19 per window.
What?
Not my best. Get as low as $19 per window and $81 per patio door. It's like a Thursday night or a Monday night game, not a Sunday night. You can get those $19 per window, $81 per patio door. Certain restrictions do apply. This offer ends on New Year's Eve. Visit PellaWI.com to learn more.
I actually thought the Pella and Fella ad lib was pretty good. I'm surprised it took until December 20th for it to really surface.
I've done that for most of last week.
Well, the pronunciation, the way the delivery was much more demonstrative, and I thought it was an improvement. But I'll save my compliments for some other time and some other person. I want to get to Packers Saints. Is this the least sexy game of the year?
Yes.
Like, is this?
Yes.
Are you?
Kamara's out. They're on their fifth quarterback. They got an interim coach. They stink.
That was a good tease, Jason.
That was a tease.
Well,
I love you, man.
Just like this game, let me pull the tease back. This game's gonna be a rout.
I'm gonna stick around to hear what Tausch has to say about that.
I can't figure out how he feels about it, but we'll all find out together next. It's Wilde And Tausch.
This is Wilde And Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
UW Credit Union presents the Prep Mania Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org.
Hi, this is Dennis Semrau from Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania here on 100.5 ESPN. We're very excited to partner with UW Credit Union to help bring you even closer to the stories of great young student athletes. Each week, as part of this season of Prep Mania, will feature the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week. UW Credit Union is proud to support local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. And just like the fantastic student athletes we'll be telling you about all season, UW Credit Union's online banking also goes above and beyond with top-rated service and security that exceeds industry standards. UW Credit Union is here for you, presenting the Prep Mania Student Athlete of the Week. Learn more at uwcu.org.
Every day, Wisconsin's 600,000 family caregivers help their loved ones to continue living safely in their own homes. It's not easy. Each year, they spend an average of $7,000 out of their own pockets to provide this care. Wisconsin needs family caregivers, and they need more support. Tell your state lawmakers, Wisconsin family caregivers need a caregiver tax credit in 2025. Learn more at aarp.org/WI. That's aarp.org/WI. Paid for by AARP Wisconsin.
From your best friend who lives on caffeine to your teenager who always forgets to fill up their tank, Quick Trip gift cards are the ultimate holiday hack for everyone on your list. Pick one up in-store or online, and they'll have everything they need. Coffee, snacks, groceries, fuel, and more. All with one thoughtful gift. And honestly, who has time for complicated gift shopping? We know you don't. Give the gift that keeps life moving. Holiday gift cards from Quick Trip.
Oh, my back.
Santa?
Gina Della from Pella. You've been a good girl this year.
Is that why you're in here building new windows?
Santa's doing OT.
Let me make a call.
Frighteningly fast Pella team at your service. Let us take it from here, Mr. Claus. And Gina, next time.
I know. Ask for a Pella gift card. Right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get as low as $19 per window and $81 per patio door per month.
PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. Ends 12/31/2024.
This is Wilde And Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing up bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells chime and jingle bell time. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the
frosty air.
That was a lot of snow yesterday, by the way. And Jesse, if you notice, I did not laugh at you when you retold or at least referenced the falling in the snowbank and your lunchbox flying into the tree. I went to walk the dogs last night. I did not get out of the part of the street that is in front of our house, and I fell 3 times. And the third time, I just laid there.
How often do your girls walk the dogs?
They don't.
I
do.
I want to make sure I'm studying this.
I do. I always walk them. Always.
Why? How come nobody else does?
Because I need exercise. I don't know. It's just
but
there
you're
are
in
lots
the treadmill. You're stairmaster.
Seems like that's a lot of dog walking.
Did your girls push to get dogs, or was it just you that wanted dogs?
They did not push for it. No.
They didn't. Okay.
And I grew up with dogs. I wanted a dog. It was made very clear that I had one deal breaker with marrying Paula, whereas she had a lot of deal breakers that I had to overcome, and that was I wanted a dog.
What were the two biggest deal breakers you had to overcome?
That's a good question. I'll ask her at the next commercial break. I'll get back to you because I
overcame
them all. I don't know if I do actually.
But you just said it, so I'm fascinated by this. Two big deal breakers. What do we got?
I will ask her what they were. Because quite frankly, after 15 years, I think she's really just learned to put up with a lot of things. And then
you
there might have been
study
deal breakers.
The AFC. I don't care anything else, Jason. Don't you learn one thing about the AFC?
By the way, hey,
Mr.
One. Know-it-all, who won the game last night?
Yeah, who's going to win
you
more in
said
the
the Chargers
playoffs?
were terrible.
Yeah, they're not.
Mr. AFC,
no,
they won
fine.
the game.
No,
they're
they're
make the
fine.
playoffs.
They're fine.
And by
they're
the way,
they're a nice bottom end playoff team. That's where they're at, and which is for what Jim Harbaugh came in with. That's pretty impressive.
And by the way, so as you pointed out, and as Matt Lafleur pointed out after the Thursday game, I saw there were folks tweeting about, oh God, Harbaugh, how great is he, giving these guys the rest of the week off? Hey, when you play on Thursday, the CBA requires them to have those days off. It's not even up for like the coach's decision. Like, remember when Sherman would like dangle the carrot of an extra day off if you won going into the bye? Mm-hmm. That's not even available to these guys anymore. It's mandated.
Let me tell you something. The dude's a Brandon fool, man. I give him a lot of love. It's great.
Yeah,
you
he does
get
a really
these
good
cameras
job.
in the locker room now.
Yeah.
You got to play up for it. So, in all seriousness, though, so your girls didn't push for a dog. You said when you got the dog, I'm walking the dogs. It's going to be on me all the time. Was that the agreement?
So they wanted a dog, but they weren't like Eleanoring for the dog. And then once we got it, they were over the moon about Stella.
Sure.
And then they definitely pushed for a cat, and they definitely pushed for a second dog. And then the continued additions to the roster, they pushed for increasingly harder, frankly.
Over
so
under 10 times that they've taken the dogs for a walk.
Oh, it's over. Like, there are times when we go for a walk as a family or something, and they handle the dog.
Oh, no. I'm just saying, hey, Dad, I'm getting up and going to before school, I'm taking the dog for a walk. How many times has that happened? Because this is, again,
before
I'm doing
school,
market research here.
Before school?
Yep.
What's the free square or the potentially free square on Christmas on Prize Picks? 0.5 for Joker.
It's a 0.5.
I would say
so
the projection is 0.5.
Okay, fair enough. All right. It's kind of what I expected, but I want to know the difference between what people are saying and what people will do, and that gives me some insight.
So those are some. I would say, and look, I am, as you well know, extremely supportive of the Tauscher Children's campaign to get a dog. Sure. But I think it is important that they recognize that they're making empty promises now in an effort to get the dog. If they're saying they're going to walk the dog before school, I think it's less likely that will actually occur than they think it is now as they're trying to get Dad to sign on. That would be my. But you should get it anyway. From the talk and well, never mind. There it is. From the talk and text line, since both Tausch and Jess are going to the game Monday, you should all do the show from Jason's basement. We're going to do the show from the Tundra Trio together. I'm looking forward to that. The dog's disappointed that I won't be here for these 3 hours, but we will definitely be all together. Jesse already got his Christmas present. Have you worn your Josh Jackson jersey? And are you going to wear it to the game on Monday night?
You know what? I definitely didn't fit it at the time that you gave it to me. But I think I might now,
Skinny
thanks to the
Jesse.
team at Madison weight loss. So I might
Skinny
give it a
Jesse.
shot. I'll try it on for sure before I'm not going to embarrass myself and try to put it on at the trio. But
what about on video? Yeah,
if it fits.
Yeah, we'll do that on air.
If it fits,
Let's do that on
I
air.
will wear it to the game on Monday night. Yes.
you will.
No.
You'll get a lot of compliments.
Jesse, let's not find out. Let's do this during a Digi only on Monday to see if it does fit.
Yeah. Come on. It's great.
You're a risk taker.
You lost 40 pounds, man.
You look great.
You want me to?
You look great. Just roll
There's
with it.
no way.
Come on.
It's not going to be like OJ's glove. It will fit.
It's going to be like a sausage that doesn't fit in the casing, and I'm going to be
Was
sitting
it
there
so?
trying
Wait.
to,
So
like the
after
kid
you
in
got it,
A Christmas Story.
Yeah. I can't put my arms down. So
Yeah.
after you got it, because I did not get it with the intent of you actually wearing it, right? I mean, it's autographed.
Well, is it like a child small or what is
It's not a child small. No, it's like a men's large.
Not an extra large, I can tell you that.
Jesse, you're no longer an XL. Like you're down to a large.
Maybe even a medium.
Yeah, it'll fit.
Kind of between, or jerseys run small also. So
jerseys run small.
That is true. Jerseys do run small. That's fair.
All right. Well,
all right. So Monday morning we will do a Jesse. Will Jesse fit in the Josh Jackson jersey? That'll be coming exclusively. Oh, great question, Jim, on the south side. I was wondering, yesterday you had to get that snowblower out, right?
No, shoveling. We did all shoveling.
All right. Why don't you bring that snowblower over on Monday? I'll buy that snowblower from you. You're never going to use it. So what are you doing? Like, you're not going to use it yesterday. You're never using it. And the thing wants to run. It wants to work. It doesn't want to sit in your garage like some decor. Like if you're not using it yesterday, I can't help you. Winston.
Well, apparently you can't. Apparently you can't help me. You'd like to take it off my hands.
No, I want it to work. Like get it out and let it. Let it eat.
We didn't have any gas.
It's always something with you. It is always something with you. Let's talk about not having gas. Let's talk about going to Quick Trip. Life's busy, especially this time of year. Quick Trip gets it. And if you need gas for your snowblower, go to Quick Trip. Get it. It's easy. You get discounts on it. You know, if you're craving fresh coffee to get out there and do that snow blowing, it's there. Tasty little bakery treat. Post blow. Yeah. Quick grab and go meal or snack. Quick Trip is your go-to. Variety and quality. Fast service. Quick Trip's team. It's all about making your day easier and better. From clean restrooms to fresh groceries and everything in between, Quick Trip's got you covered. Don't stress out while you make all your trips this holiday season. If you're missing something, Quick Trip will have it. It's got the fuel to get your stuff rolling. Get free air for your tires. Those aren't the only perks. Get Nature's Touch chocolate milk. Half gallon for $2.49. Kitchen Cravings boneless pork chops. 99 cents. Summer sausage. 2 for $7.50. And serve it up with a side of Quickery white bread for 99 cents for a pound loaf. And don't forget about their chicken. Monday, I might go. That's what we got, right? Do we have to eat chicken?
Oh, yeah.
On Monday, if we do.
Monday, yeah.
Yeah, Chicken Monday. Jesse and I are going to be wolfing down Quick Trip chicken on Monday. You know what? And that's the beautiful part about it. You can order ahead, get it picked up, curbside delivery, Quick Trip. We'll see you next time.
Post blow. So I want to get to whether or not this game has any interest whatsoever, because we did tease that. Also, a couple of, I thought anyway, some interesting exchanges with the head coach yesterday, talking about the way this team has been down the stretch last year and now this year. We did get clarification on who was and was not involved in the drafting of Jordan Love, which I know was a very popular topic on the social media channels of Packers Twitter, etc. So we'll get to that as well. But how interested are you in this game as a Packers fan? Are you concerned? 14.5-point favorites? I can't remember the last time the line was that large. I'll have to look that up. But this does not only is it Monday night right before Christmas, but I don't feel a whole lot of juice about this. Do you? We'll talk about it next. It's Wilde And Tausch.
Watch every ESPN Madison show live every day. Subscribe to ESPN Madison on YouTube for live video of every show and exclusive content. Just search ESPN Madison.
Mark Tauscher here for Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie. Well, who needs a sleigh or reindeer when you can make this holiday season EV at Zimbrick Chevy? Zimbrick Chevrolet has all kinds of deals on electric vehicles going on right now. Save $12,500 on a 2024 Chevy Silverado EV 3WT. This truck gets the job done. It has a 393-mile range to go with a 12,500-pound towing capacity. There are 5 to choose from, so stop in, check them out. Zimbrick Chevrolet also has special offers this holiday season on a 2024 Chevy Equinox EV and a 2024 Chevy Blazer EV, including 0% APR for each. Well, maybe leasing is the way you want to go. Zimbrick Chevrolet also has great leases on EVs. Check out ZimbrickChevrolet.com to see all of their current inventory and all the new specials. And don't forget to stop in to see the amazing service team as you prepare for your holiday travel as well. Happy holidays from Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
It's a new era for Wisconsin football fans.
I want the offense to look like it knows what it's doing. It doesn't look like someone just picked up the controllers and was learning a playbook while they're trying to play the game.
Taking the conversation digital with the Jump Around 3.0.
At this point, the Badgers are metaphorically in football, they're trying to learn to crawl before they can walk and then run again offensively.
The Jump Around with Jim Rutledge, outfitted by Iron Jock Apparel. Streaming live every Thursday at 12:30 on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Get your hydration on track with Water Joe. Water Joe has 0 calories, 0 sugars, 0 artificial sweeteners, and 0 carbs. Get a liter of Water Joe at your local Kroger, Pick and Save, or Metro Market for just 99 cents now until January 5th. Just purified water infused with a kick of caffeine. It's a great alternative to sugary sodas, sugary coffee, or energy drinks. Get that liter of Water Joe for 99 cents through January 5th at your local Kroger, Pick and Save, or Metro Market.
It started with a prediction.
Go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
When severe weather hits and the power goes out, do you have a plan? For reliable power and peace of mind, propane can do that. It only takes about 10 seconds for a propane-powered generator to restore power to your home. So no matter what Mother Nature has in store, you know you're prepared. Learn more at wipga.org. This message is sponsored by your local propane provider and the Wisconsin Propane Education and Research Council.
Your warehouse concrete floors see a lot of traffic. Uneven, sinking, or cracked concrete can pose a serious threat to any business operation. From trip hazards to cracked foundations, sinking concrete can keep any business owner up at night. Concrete Lifting Technologies is here to help. Concrete Lifting Technologies can even out that concrete floor to prevent these hazards. They can level your warehouse floor within a few hours and don't even need to shut down your operations. Visit itaintmudjack.com to get a free quote today. That's itaintmudjack.com.
Something special is brewing at ESPN Madison.
Swing and a fly ball to left, to the wall, gone!
You're listening to Madison's new home of the Milwaukee Brewers, 100.5 ESPN.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere.
Packers Saints on Monday night. We'll get to all of our usual previews on Monday when we're all together at the Tundra Trio as Tausch and Jesse are going to the game. I have gotten 2 texts since I brought this up. And I don't want to say that they're calling me an idiot, but they are reminding me that what seemed to be a team that was getting its act together last year, and it was on the road, it wasn't at home, But the Giants weren't very good either last year, and they lost on Monday Night Football to the Giants late in the season, December 11th.
They did?
And then they came home and got...
Such a great picture.
It really is.
Danny DeVito.
Tommy! And then they came home and played the Buccaneers the following week and got run out of their own gym with Baker Mayfield having a perfect passer rating. So, do you feel any?
That was the moment that Matt Lafleur knew he needed to fire Joe Barry.
Yeah.
After Tampa.
Mm-hmm. And then he kept him for 5 more games as he finished out the regular season and both playoff games. And Packers won on Christmas Eve in Carolina, beat the Vikings on Sunday Night Football with, I can't even remember which quarterback they started for that one. Was it Mullins? They were all kinds of a mess offensively. And then they beat the Bears.
Is that the Mullins song? That's
Sean
really good?
Mullins. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I think it's Nick Mullins was the quarterback, though, maybe. So, Tausch, should we be leery of this game? Like,
No.
I don't know how many times in your playing career you were a 14.5-point favorite, but that's
very few.
It's a really big number.
It's a big number in the NFL, and should the players and coaches be leery? Yes. Should fans and pundits and analysts and media folks be? No. Like, sometimes things are pretty clear in front of you. I respect the league. I respect its players. I respect the fact that it's really hard to win. And I also respect the timing of a schedule and when a team is depleted and when another team is rising and playing good football. So my own fandom and analysis says this should not be a close game. Playing-wise, I would say there's a bunch of hungry pros over there that are trying to find their spot. They know probably a new coach, maybe a new GM, maybe you're playing for your livelihood. I respect that, and I appreciate that. That's not where I'm at in my life. If I'm playing on that team and Jason Wilde from the State Journal or from a hit radio show comes up and says, Tausch, what do you think about this game this week? I'm going to say, man, they got a lot of guys that are playing hard. And I know they're down and all this other stuff, but we best bring our best game to the table today. Now, as your co-host and as an analyst, I'm going to say, no, they stink and this game should be a rout. It's pretty simple.
Will it be?
And is that me being phony?
Hypocritical?
No, that's me. No, it's not. It's me
Saints are trying
with a
hard.
different mind. It's a different mindset. You don't need to have a player's mindset. Matter of fact, you can have the perspective.
Sure.
But I also can say things and do things that I can't if I'm in a locker room with 52 other dudes. I'm not. I'm sitting here looking at this saying, the Saints stink. They're on their whatever quarterback. They don't have Kamara. They're just not a good team, and it's at the end. Now, they're going to come out swinging. They'll play hard. We're just a lot better than they are. Period, fin, end. That's it.
So put your player hat back on, though, because you just discussed what you can and can't say. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean you're not thinking it. Like, they're trying really hard to say, well, they got a really good defensive front. They play 8 guys, and they're all really good, is what I was told yesterday. So the offensive line is set. They're thinking, hey, we got to play our best game against these guys. Cam Jordan in his 24th season, etc. But how do you as a player? It's one thing to not say it to the media. It's another thing not to think it. And like you said, you're going to think it. So how do you overcome that? Because, look, be honest, the Packers have not been in this position in a while. The 22 season, they were not good enough. So they couldn't look at games and go, oh, well, this is going to be a rout. Certainly not last year. And now this year, they're kind of in this position for the first time in a while where they can look at another team and say, okay, they are clearly inferior to us.
So as a player, it's not like we're looking around saying, man, we should win this thing by 35. What you're thinking is you have supreme confidence. And you think, we just got to go do our deal. And we all understand, it doesn't matter if you're at a second. Is it different when you're blocking a Cam Jordan in his 8th year who's a dog, or a third string guy that maybe just was practice squad, they're still going to play hard and they're going to be good players. I'm not going to sit here and say, well, they stay. The team as a whole just isn't as good. And so from your standpoint as a player, you'll sit there and you'll think, well, this is when we should get. I don't think there's anybody saying, well, we should win by 60. It's too competitive. But if you don't think guys are extremely confident, and that's where you can slip up. If you don't keep that edge, and if you don't have it, and that's why you've been around enough, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You still better prepare. Young players will sometimes get caught in that trap. It's up to the older players. And, with this team, there are not a lot of older players. There's enough to say, hey, I know that everybody's saying this, and, Wilde's over there talking about how they stink and they can't be up by 14-point favorites, all this other stuff. None of that stuff matters to players. It's more about, let's just make sure we're focused. But this should be one of those games that isn't a real big stressor, which most games are. This should be one of those, especially if you can get off to a good start. It's a team coming from a warmer spot, dome team, all the stuff that fits exactly what you're hoping for. Step on their throats. Step on it early and just put them out. Because there were times I can remember we'd play the Raiders in early December. It was cold. And I can remember their D-line, and it was the second quarter, and I'm like, this thing's a wrap.
Wrap
Start
City,
the
USA.
Game, boys. Start the post game. This is a wrap because you could just tell. You could tell the look and the feel, and sometimes you could take the will and the how much do I want to just get on the warm bus and head back home. It's there. You got to bring it out of them. And you can do that by getting off to a fast start. That's what I would expect Monday night.
All right, one more thing, because this crossed my mind earlier in the week, and I forgot to bring it up because we were talking about other stuff. The 2005 team, the best 4-12 team in NFL history.
Except for that one night in Baltimore.
Ravens game. Yeah.
You start the season, 17-3 loss at Detroit, 26-24 loss at home to Cleveland, 17-16 loss at home to Tampa Bay, and a 32-29 loss at Carolina. So you're 0-4.
Yeah, not great.
And the New Orleans Saints come to town against an 0-4 Packers team, and you beat them 52-3.
I thought, how Matty Hayes sends us the email like, hey, give us the score. And I remembered that game. I played left tackle in that game. Cliffy was dinged up. It was the only time I played left tackle. It was versus the New Orleans Saints. And I thought seriously about saying 52-3 Green Bay. But I thought that might be a smidge disrespectful. So I think I kept it in the 40s instead.
You should have done it.
How the hell did that happen? How did that happen? You went on to lose 6 of your next 7.
Yeah, we beat Atlanta that year down there.
You did.
And I'm sure the Falcons probably are thinking a lot like I'm thinking right now about this. Oh, they stink. Oh, that was the Jagosinski revenge game. I think we had some Jagosinski revenge on our minds that year.
The other wins were at home against Detroit and the finale against the Seahawks when we all thought that Brett Favre was retiring, which he most clearly was not. All right, I want to get to a number of things that Matt Lafleur said yesterday. We had some good conversations. There, somewhere in there is a promo for the 565 analytics firm. He could be an endorser for the 565 analytics firm. I'll explain that coming up during the 10 o'clock hour. But let's play some trivia now, so we've got that covered. It doesn't go down to the wire of a end of show trivia, and then people are complaining that I left too much time on the clock. So let's do it now.
You did. You got antsy. You got way too antsy. You got to let it breathe.
I should have run it on 4th down like Dan Campbell. Exactly. All right, caller.
That poor snowblower. How much is that? With that snowblower, what do you think that snowblower would be doing? You think that snowblower would be complaining to the press? Like if you came over and interviewed the snowblower, been sitting in your garage for 3 years.
It would Romeo
Is
Dobbs
it Romeo Dobbs in it? Just say I'm just not getting utilized enough.
Let's play trivia. Yeah, look.
Jason, what I'd like you to do, can we do this digi only? You go in and interview the snowblower. I'll be the snowblower.
You'll be the voice of the snowblower?
I will be the voice of the snowblower. Yes.
Sure, we could do that. I'm sure that'll be a great digi only. Let's do it sometime in February.
Can the snowblower appear at the trio on Monday with us?
It is a monster snowblower. It's really nice. It's
a good-looking snowblower.
Am I intimidated by it? Yes. Paula said we should have used it yesterday. She said, "Do you have gas?" I said, "No."
Of course you should have used it yesterday.
It was a very light snow.
They canceled school. They canceled school.
They did. It takes about 12 minutes to shovel our driveway. There's a lot of unevenness because we need Johnson and Sons paving.
You can take Jason,
but you got to do it 5 times.
Take that beautiful thing out and start plowing your neighbors' yards. Get out there and say Merry Christmas, man.
Hero of the
Here we
neighborhood.
go. I am in love in my new snowblower. Get out there and spread your joy.
And then
come on,
I'd walk the dogs
I
with
could go to Quick Trip for a
post-blow
donut.
Post-blow glazers for
your
the whole
words,
neighborhood.
not mine.
Jesse, what's today's category? And
a post-blow coffee just around the fire pit. How fun would that be?
All the neighbors in on it. Yeah.
I'm sure there'd be a few that probably pass. But
Jesse, what's today's category and what caller would you like?
Finish those holiday lyrics is today's trivia category. One of our favorites this time of the year. Finish those holiday lyrics.
Never mind.
12 days of Christmas. How about caller 12?
Caller 12. Caller 12 for trivia, 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. Caller 12 plays trivia after Tausch tells us about prize picks.
Prize picks, we got it. It's the most fun time of the year. Merry Picksmas, everybody. Prize Picks is the best place to go if you're looking for a little daily fantasy sports action. Accessible to everybody, and it is simple to play. More or less. And, man, you got everything going on right now. You got NBA. I think Jesse said on SportsCenter the Bucks are playing today. You got all that. You got the Joker free square on Christmas that you get to dabble with 0.5 points. You got all kinds of great NFL action coming up. Couldn't be a better time. Merry Picksmas, everybody, and Prize Picks has you covered. They put their members first. All withdrawals. They're fast, safe, and secure, and when your picks hit, you get your money back in as quick as 15 minutes, and now I called the Prize Picks folks. I said, you know what, man, it's Merry Picksmas time. We're giving all this stuff. Do this. You've been great. You're giving 100 extra cash. You even went up to 200 times your cash on Prize Picks. What if we did something crazy and we went 1,000 times your cash? They said, you know what, Tausch? Merry Picksmas to you and all the Wilde And Tausch fans. We're doing it. So you can get that opportunity. Download the app today. Use code WI, and they're giving $50 instantly after you play that first $5 lineup. Again, that's code WI to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks.
Run
your
game. Trivia's next. It's Wilde And Tausch.
This is Wilde And Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics.
Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. A career high with recognition that followed. Wisconsin women's basketball forward Sarah Williams named Big Ten Player of the Week. The honor fresh off Williams' 36-point outing in a Badger win over Butler. Head coach Marissa Mosley on how the awards push the junior to keep rising.
The first time it ever happened, it was amazing, right? Because that's a first time. And not that it's old hat or she's not appreciative or anything else. It's just more like this is another step on this kind of journey for her to where she's trying to get to and where she's trying to also carry this program.
Wisconsin closes non-conference play on Friday.
If you're not getting windows from Santa, get as low as $19 per window and $81 per patio door per month. PellaWI.com.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Grassland Dairy is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin and sustained by innovation. Since 1904, the Wheatrick family has worked with hundreds of dairy farmers to consistently produce the highest quality dairy products. Grassland's commitment to quality starts with the way their dairy farmers care for their cows and carries through every step of their innovative processing and delivery. They are proud to offer a wide range of reliable and nutritious dairy ingredients. Grassland Dairy is family owned in Wisconsin and has been crafting butter for 5 generations.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com because they never charge over the MSRP.
Wilde And Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. Only a hippopotamus will do. Don't want a doll, no dinky tinker toy. I want a hippopotamus to play with and enjoy. I want a hippopotamus for Christmas.
It's a Christmas miracle! Another first-time contestant! Let's play some trivia. Let's welcome in that first-time contestant. It is Mason in Madison. Mason, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you guys?
Long-time listener, first-time contestant, or new listener who got in right away?
Long-time listener, first-time contestant.
Okay, well, then I apologize for all the times you've listened and thought, what the hell is Wilde talking about? All right, the category again. And, Jesse, you're throwing me off now. Are you going to post? Do I not even need the rundown anymore because you're posting them on video?
That would be correct for today, at least.
All right. Well, I turn over question 1 to the jolly old former Packers right tackle, Mark Tauscher. He's got question number 1.
All right, Mason, this is singing. I will be singing this for everybody that wants more singing on this show. Here we go. Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring, ding, dingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a, is it sleigh ride together with you? A hay ride to Kalamazoo, or an ice cold Coors or two.
It's A. Sleigh ride.
Sing it. Let's hear it, Mason. Sing it a little bit.
For a sleigh ride together with you.
Yeah, I did. Give another entry. 2 entries for Mason right there. Atta, babe.
Well done. I love it. All right, question 2. Sleigh bells ring. Are you listening? In the lane. Is it snow is glistening? Is it lovers
right
kissing? Or is it
A.
fires fizzling? Indeed, it is A. Correctamundo. You are now 2 for 2. Tausch, you got question 3.
No, I'm passing this off to one Jesse Nelson, the sultriest of the three of us.
You sang one song?
This one.
You only did one?
Yeah, we all got to spread the joy a little bit here.
Spreading
Jason.
cheer, yeah. Go ahead, Jesse. Let's hear it.
Think of all the fun I've missed. Think of all the fellas I haven't kissed. Next year I could be just as good if you believe in winter bliss.
That's not singing.
Check off my Christmas list. Or come show me what I've missed.
Post blow.
I'm gonna go with B on this. There's wild guess here.
Yeah, look at Mason going.
If you check off my Christmas list.
How is someone
never heard
so
that
musically inclined sing so... Is that the first time in the history of the show you've sang?
It's the first... no. Have you subscribed to Headlines presented by
that's
Fleet
right.
Farm?
I forgot we did
a collection of green and gold tracks available on Apple, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts.
I thought we only did movies. Are you under the weather? That was terrible.
I've never sang that song. I can fully admit that.
I don't even know that
It's
song.
Santa Baby.
It's Santa Baby.
Santa Baby.
Yeah, I know that.
Madonna,
part, but I don't know those
Eartha
lyrics.
Kitt. Okay. Well, if you check off my Christmas list, da-da-da-da,
right.
Santa
All right,
Baby.
great job, Mason. I'm gonna nip this thing.
Are you
But
Whoa
great job,
Nelly
Mason.
me?
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
How many entries does he have?
I think he gets 5 because I gave him an extra one. So I think
He
gets
gets
5.
4
I'll take
entries. Even in the spirit of the season, you can check the official contest rules
Even in
at
the spirit of the season, we're not going to give a 5th entry.
ESPN Wisconsin contests.
You're like Sneaky Pete. Sneaky Pete Jesse over there.
Still waiting to hear the legend of Sneaky Pete's post blow. All right, Mason, great job today. You do have 4 entries, a great debut, and you're in a good spot because there's been some that only got 1 or 2 entries earlier in the week.
This week.
So there's an opportunity here. Good luck in the drawing later. We appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you. Merry Christmas, you guys.
Absolutely.
Happy Merry Christmas.
If you heard Tausch
I like it all.
sing,
Bring it all.
if you heard Tausch sing earlier, Sleigh Ride, he ended, one of the choices was an ice cold Coors or 2. And he might have an ice cold Coors or 2 on Monday night.
Over the weekend, for certain, I will. Coors Light brewed with that 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and it is cold packaged, so it is made to chill. Born in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado in 1978, Coors Light is refreshing. It is crisp. It is only 102 calories. That's why it is Coors Light in my hand when I need a moment to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
All right, we will hear from Rob Domovsky in the 10 o'clock hour, but I definitely want to get to a couple of the things that Matt Lafleur had to say yesterday. We'll breeze through the clarification on a editing mistake from Enigma and get to some of the things that apply to the stretch run for the Packers that Matt Lafleur talked about. That's all ahead in the 10 o'clock hour, which starts in 2 minutes. So stick around. It's Wilde And Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde And Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito Beveridge built his very own distillery and put his life savings into it. Since then, he's won the unanimous Judge's Choice Double Gold Medal at the World Spirits Competition, the Chairman's Trophy for World's Best Vodka Tonic, and many others. Tito's Handmade Vodka is still made on the same land where he started it, all in Austin, Texas. Distilled from corn and gluten-free. Visit us at Tito'sVodka.com for recipes, videos, and more. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
This is former Wisconsin linebacker Chris Orr. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station on Wisconsin.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out, 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. The Green Bay Packers continuing preparations to host the New Orleans Saints on ESPN's Monday Night Football at Lambeau Field. Yesterday, Packers head coach Matt Lafleur meeting with the media, sharing how valuable he finds running back Josh Jacobs to be to the Packers offense this season.
The production speaks for itself. He's an animal out there. Very few times do I feel like when we give him the ball, he doesn't make the first guy miss. And so hopefully we'll continue to draw up some better things for him, because he's handled a lot of tough yards where he's getting hit in the hole or a yard downfield and still getting positive yardage out of the plays.
Packers currently listed as 14.5-point favorites for Monday night's game, according to ESPN Bet. The college football playoff opening round begins tonight. You can hear all four games, at least a portion of all four, on ESPN Radio right here on 100.5 ESPN. Indiana and Notre Dame gets the fun started tonight in South Bend. We'll join that game in progress after the conclusion of the Milwaukee Bucks on the road visiting the Cleveland Cavaliers on 100.5 ESPN.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde And Tausch begins now. We'll get to Rob Domofsky. We'll get to Matt Lafleur's free advertising, kind of like Tausch gives out sometimes and then claims he doesn't on this show.
When do I give out free advertising?
I'm not going to go through the archives, but I know I give you a hard time for your hypocrisy. Certain places not getting free advertising, other times they do, but that's fine. It's okay. Baskin-Robbins recently, for example.
That's a good one. Hey, hold me accountable. I want to be held accountable. Thank you.
It's really just ice cream places, come to think of it.
Sassy cow.
It does seem like that's it's a weakness. There's no doubt it is a weakness.
So we'll get to the 565 analytics endorsement coming up, but I want to get to Matt Lafleur clarifying what took over social media or Packers Twitter for a while. And then I also want to hear what he said in response to my question about the parallels between last season and this season and Jordan Love late in the year last year and now late in the year this year. But let's clear the decks, because we did get some we did spend some time talking about this yesterday. We will not delve further into anyone's feelings about the quarterback, because I know that's led to some positive and not so positive reviews on social media.
You talking about Jordan, or are you talking about the old quarterback?
Enigma is about the old quarterback, yeah. And we talked
seems
about
like it was a lot about Jordan Love in that segment too.
Well, this portion of the discussion was about how the way it was portrayed in the film, Matt Lafleur sounds like he's giving credit to Ted Thompson for drafting, or the Packers drafting, Jordan Love. So I just figured, let's just ask him and see what he says. I did issue an apology at the start of the question, which I don't normally do. I even made a reference to how long my questions are. So here is how Matt Lafleur explained the creative inadvertence or perhaps nefarious editing in Enigma.
I know you're focused on New Orleans, and I don't apologize for many of my questions, even the really long ones. But there's obviously this clip from the Rogers documentary where it sounds like you're crediting Ted with drafting.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. Waller's mentioned that to me, and I don't remember saying that, but apparently I did. I don't know if they cut it up. I think what we were trying to do was draw parallels to Ted drafting Aaron and to Goody drafting Jordan. So I think, but I don't know how it got edited or whatnot. And but Ted Thompson had nothing to do with the drafting of Jordan Love. I think there was some lessons learned from him doing what he did when he drafted Aaron. And I think, you see it all across the league. You better have a quarterback. Otherwise, life can be very, very difficult. And, Goody obviously made a great decision, and one that does take courage, because in the moment, you're going to get a lot of flack for it. And it was the case however many years ago when Aaron was drafted. It was the case, was it 5 years ago now, when Jordan got drafted. So it takes courage in that moment, but by no means was I trying to reference that Ted was the reason that we drafted Jordan.
I thought that was a good answer, Tausch, and it also hit on what we talk about all the time about how...
Didn't we say that yesterday, Jim?
It is, but I wanted...
Yeah, I get you. I think it was interesting and good that the record was set. And for two guys, you and I both have a great affinity for Ted. It would have been great if that story was true. But kudos to you yesterday for bringing that up and kind of putting that in play to make sure that the record was correct.
And yes, I would have loved for Ted to have influence. I also would have loved for Ted to still be healthy and with us, because there are times where I would love to call him up down in Texas and ask him some questions about things. I think he'd have been a great weekly guest on our show. But I thought it was...
I don't know about that.
Maybe he would have loosened up in retirement. Maybe he'd have been,
I don't think so. First off, he would have never retired. He would have never retired.
That's
he
true.
would have continued
You're
to
right.
scout. That's just that was his love, right?
You're right.
Doing this stuff.
Mm-hmm. You're right about that. But I did think, we talk all the time about the mirage, right? And it got me thinking too, because Goody, as we've talked about on this show before, was ready to draft Drew Lock at number 12 when he took Rashawn Gary. And he ultimately chose not to, which turned out to be the right decision. But when I watch the way Drew Lock's career has unfurled, I have wondered if he had gotten the Jordan Love treatment, if it would have been different for him or not. And I guess we'll never know, but the Packers' way with Rodgers and with Love has obviously been something that no one else has been able to do it. Right? Mahomes sat for a year. That was it. Anyone else that even comes to mind? I mean, Michael Penix is playing now. He's playing this week. They couldn't make it a year with Kirk Cousins. And I think they wanted to do 2 years with Kirk Cousins based on the contract.
They did.
Well, and instead they got 14 games.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting. Speaking of Jordan Love, I am also fascinated because, as Bill Huber pointed out during our press conference yesterday, as good as Jordan Love's numbers were during that 8-game stretch last year, even better statistically, passer rating, completion percentage, etc., over the last 5 games. And so I asked if there was any sort of through line between finishing strong last year and finishing strong this year. Here is that exchange with Matt Lafleur. Or
It's pretty good.
maybe not.
Sometimes Sometimes silence is the
Is
best
golden.
thing.
Did you guys do something there? I had a fan on the phone. I'm sorry, I wasn't.
A fan of you?
No, John in Stoughton wants to say that Josh Jacobs, he doesn't think should see a lot of playing time on Monday night against the Saints.
Yeah, Jesse, I think you should, since these 3 boxes are really good, I think you should permanently be on camera because I threw the audio.
I don't know.
Well, he
about
looks
that.
good.
Anyways,
He's svelte.
He does look good. Well, trust me, the analytics firm has given us an update, and when Jesse works, which again, up and down,
intermittent,
the camera time is up over 32% of Jesse, slim Jesse compared to heavier set Jesse. 32%, which is pretty good.
So what'd you guys want to hear there?
I wanted to hear Matt Lafleur comparing last year to this year and finishing out the season, as was on the rundown earlier in the program, but you weren't. You weren't with us for that.
I can play that for you. Here you go.
Hey, Matt, you've talked a lot about Jordan being healthy and being able to practice for why he's been able to play like he has. Is there any common thread between what he did down the stretch last season and what he's doing now? Like, you got great production from Jones down the stretch. Your offensive line came together. Are there some common threads you can see that happened last year that are happening again?
Well, I think collectively as a unit, I think we're playing much better, much more consistent. There's still a lot to clean up and to improve upon. I think more situationally, that's one thing I've challenged our guys with. In particular, some of the third down opportunities that we've kind of squandered, I'd say, throughout the course of the season. And then I feel like one area we've gotten a little bit more consistent and a little bit better is in the red area, scoring touchdowns. But I still think there's been a few opportunities there where we've had penalties. I mean, we had one last game when it was third and 5 in the red area. We get a false start, and you got to play dialed up for what they're presenting. So, but I do think the consistency, especially first and second down, has been pretty good.
Yeah, that wasn't what I'd hoped, quite frankly. But I do think that it is interesting that they have been able, Tausch, to kind of get things figured out during the second half of the season now, 2 years running. And I would like to understand better why, but the Josh Jacobs, Aaron Jones production and the offensive line playing well in both instances are part of it, and so is Jordan Love playing well.
It's the Packer way. This is what the Packers do. And for everybody that's always panicking in September and October, you always have to keep in mind that when you continue to skew young, and I fought this for a while, I liked having older players. I was an older player.
Mm-hmm.
The bottom line is if you're not an incredibly productive cat, go young. Get young bodies in there. They're going to stay healthier, knock on wood. They're going to get better. Yes, older players can get better. They're not going to get more athletic. They're not going to be able to get elevator up, right? It's more of hanging on than it is growing. And that's different, and I'm not going to put a blanket on this and say everybody's like this. But in the grand scheme, there's a reason that you don't bring 31, 32-year-old dudes into your locker room very often, only in case of emergency. You want to let these young guys develop and get their own name. That's what the Packers do. And they continue to improve because their coaches are good, their culture is good, and you're expecting to do great things, and you have to either get with it or you're gone. So when you have that, and you have that competition building in your locker room, you either start playing better or you're not going to play, and you're going to be gone. And that has been what the Packers have done, and especially now with the young quarterback. Last year, I think the growth spurt that this team hit shocked a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Goody and everybody involved I thought he probably was looking at it like, man, we got sixth graders, not quite there yet. They're prepubescent. Well, all of a sudden, bam, this growth spurt, everything goes, and you're like, oh, my God. I can't believe we're here.
Now they're dunking.
Now you're looking at it saying, all right, let's go, boys. We had our spurt last year, and now it's time. And that's what you heard all offseason. Don't listen to your stuff. Grow up. You're going to now be challenged in different ways than just becoming a pro. Now you got to be it and do it every time out. That's where they're at. So nobody should be shocked by this. This is what the Packers do. And some years it's maybe going to have some injuries and things won't work. This ain't one of those years. And that's why for everybody saying, oh, they're not going to be able to pull it off. I'm standing here right now. If they can go in and beat Philly in Philly, this team's going to go to a Super Bowl. That's how I look at where we're at.
We'll get to the unpaid advertising for 565 analytics coming up because Matt Lafleur talks a lot about how he decides whether to receive the opening kickoff or defer. And it has a lot to do with the Klinkster and Geriad and whoever Tausch doesn't pay to work there. Want to remind you that it does pay to take advantage of the last weekend of Steinhaffel's year-end sale. The best time to get unheard-of deals on closeouts and one-of-a-kind merchandise. Sofas, love seats, beds, dining sets, mattresses. It all has to go. And with Steinhaffel's 60-month financing, your new room just got a little more affordable. Plus, stop in and test rest a Beauty Rest Black mattress and be entered to win a free vacation to Hawaii. Shop in-store and online at steinhaffels.com. 565 Matt Fleuralytics? We'll explain next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde And Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. Going back to the days when I was a kid participating in the Book It program, I've always loved Pizza Hut. Now I love picking up delicious food from Pizza Hut as I make new memories with my family. And one of the great things about Pizza Hut is the number 7, as in their $7 Deal Lovers menu. You can now enjoy all your Pizza Hut favorites like pizza, boneless wings, pasta, melts, cheese sticks, desserts, and more for just $7 each when you buy 2 or more. Want a medium one-topping pizza? A chicken, bacon, Parmesan melt? Chocolate donut bites? Order them all for just $7 each. How about an order of 8-piece boneless wings? Chicken Alfredo pasta? $7 each. Order on the app or online at pizzahut.com. The $7 Deal Lovers menu, only at Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
It's a new era for Wisconsin football fans.
I want the offense to look like it knows what it's doing. It doesn't look like someone just picked up the controllers and was learning a playbook while they're trying to play the game.
Taking the conversation digital with the Jump Around 3.0.
At this point, the Badgers are, metaphorically in football, they're trying to learn to crawl before they can walk and then run again, offensively.
The Jump Around with Jim Rutledge, outfitted by Iron Jock Apparel. Streaming live every Thursday at 12:30 on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
This season, Chevy brings classic pairings, cookies and milk, mistletoe and kisses, and your holiday plans and a new Chevy. Silverado 1500 gives you power and capability with 430 pound-feet of torque to haul your holiday tree. Equinox EV and the all-new Equinox offer award-winning quality and style to see you through the holiday season. See why Chevy makes everything better and brighter. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Hi, I'm John Hayes of Goodman's Jewelers. It's hard to imagine, but Goodman's has been the diamond store of Madison since 1933, which means your parents, maybe even your grandparents might have shopped with us. We maintain the same high standards, honesty, and integrity that kept them coming back time and again. Keep their history and our history alive. Shop Goodman's Jewelers today in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. We're online at goodmansjewelers.com.
The best is at Goodman's.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
This is Wilde And Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Joyful all ye nations rise, join the triumph of the skies.
Tausch, who is this?
Sion.
Oh, yeah. Never heard her referred to that way other than on our show.
The greatest American Idol performer of all time. And I don't think it's necessarily close.
No.
Who's better?
Nah, he's right.
Kelly Clarkson.
No.
Oh, come on now.
Carrie Underwood's
She's a talk show host. She ain't no singer.
She's
Like, what
got
are we
the intro to Sunday Night Football, and she's had it for
Kelly Clarkson had a nice little
15
career.
years.
But she's not even in the same boat. Like, come on.
Kelly Clarkson's number 2.
Is she?
What about Justin Guarini or whatever that
No,
guy's
it's
name was?
not. There's
if you gotta say
there's
whatever
one of those
that guy's
dudes
name
who's
is, he's
hit
not
it
it.
pretty. There's
Danny
somebody,
Goki.
obviously Jennifer
Goki.
Jennifer Hudson is out there.
Yeah.
And I think Kelly Clarkson's but there's somebody that's been really big that's been going around to, playing at the Amphi down in Milwaukee. There's somebody, and they didn't even win it. But they were in American Idol. I can't remember
Daughtry, yeah.
Daughtry. Mm-hmm. There you go. I think Wilson Phillips was in that, right?
No.
Or Philip Phillips was in that, too?
Philip Phillips.
Not to be confused with Wilson
Fantasia.
By the way,
but
I'd
she's
like
gone
some more
the
Philip
Broadway
Phillips.
route.
Once we get done with the Christmas season, I'd like Philip Phillips to get a little more love. Home. What a great song that was. Outside of that, I don't know.
Great. Name another one. Yeah.
Pretty good little tune. I named one.
Where have you gone,
A lot
Andy
of
Grammer? As much as I could talk about American Idol all day, Matt Lafleur did provide some advertising for the 565 Analytics Collective yesterday when Tom Silverstein and then I asked him about what's the deal with taking the ball all the time. Spoon said, and I haven't fact-checked him on this, but Spoon said that they've gotten the ball first 9 straight games, not always by their own choosing. Sometimes they've lost the toss, and the opponent has chosen to defer. But I'm curious about this because I always thought that coaches were like, hey, we could control the clock at the end of the first half if we do it right, and then we can have the ball to end the half and have the ball to start the second half. And they have gone against that conventional wisdom. Here is our conversation with Matt Lafleur about that yesterday.
Is that analytics now that, hey, we're just going to take it every time we win?
The only analytic is right here, right in the gut, all right? Yes. It's a gut thing. Based on my gut. I don't see, that's a great question, Tom. A lot of stuff. I don't know. It's just a feel. And, sometimes whenever I ask our guys, especially the offensive players, they're like, they want the ball. So, and sometimes I can feel, you try to feel how convicted they are. And when you feel like it's the same as your gut, you go with it.
When do you typically make that decision?
Right before kickoff. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because I usually don't think about it until right before kickoff. if I'm being honest.
You're not being honest.
I mean, you do it in like pregame in that time. So, but yeah, that's relatively close to kickoff. It's not like I'm sitting here today making that decision.
Is the conventional wisdom for that, though, that you can potentially like manage the clock late in the second quarter so you can double up? It's a little bit easier than if you obviously is that not what coaches usually think?
There's two sides to it. Obviously, if you get the ball, you go down and score. Now you got a lead. If you get the ball, you don't score. Now it's potential to get doubled up. Is how the correct vernacular, if I said that right. So you got to be mindful of that. And I think, just not to reference last game, but I know for me, I made the mistake of I don't want to give these guys the ball back for them to give them a chance to double up. And so made some bad decisions there.
Yes, the clock management at the end of the first half did not play out the way he wanted. But by the way, they did prevent the Seahawks from having the ball to end the first half and then getting the ball to start the second half. Meanwhile, I don't usually take victory laps on this show. That's for other people to do. But it would appear that those that poo-pooed...
When you get a victory, you lap it up. Let's be honest. Like you do.
I don't think that's
I
true.
said last year that they get hot and they do this. I mean, so don't act like you're not a victory lap guy.
The analytic is right here, right in the gut.
I don't know where 565 Analytics has the greatest American Idol contestants, but both NPR, National Public Radio, and Billboard have Kelly Clarkson at number one.
The analytic is right here, right in the gut.
Nobody on earth. What metric are they using? Like, what metric? There's some things, like if you want to debate and have a fair, honest debate, I'm open to it. This one is not a fair, like it's not even close.
She has.
So I don't know what metric they're...
Pull it from the...
Well, we know you didn't pull it.
Yeah, no, you can pull it.
I'll
I think
pull
it's an
it.
interesting poll. You get a couple hundred.
And it's just those two, right? There's no other option.
Yeah, there's nobody else even in the same league.
Well, let's ask Rob, even though he prefers the Gaslight Anthem and Toxic Airborne Events and Frank Turner. Rob, good morning, first of all. How are things at home? I love when you put your bald head right in the archway of the door.
All right, fine. I'm moving it then.
It's perfect. It fits perfectly. Kelly Clarkson or Carrie Underwood? GOAT.
Oh, so set the
American
tone for the
Idol.
whole conversation here.
So once again, as I've been doing lately, and I did it with the KBN show, the Hear Brad Out thing.
Oh, boy.
I decided I'm going to listen to the segment before I'm on so that I can
And
get
now
a
you
little
regret it.
perspective. Yeah, I do. I could not name a single song by name by either one. I could recognize them if heard, but Carrie Underwood has made over $200 million in career touring money, and Kelly Clarkson is at $70 million. So I'm going Carrie Underwood all the way.
That a babe. That's why he's the best beat guy in the business.
Not only that, he's also
greater than $70 million.
And he's smart.
Able to go down and score on your first possession, and you're in a loud place like Minnesota or Seattle.
If you can, but you know what else? If they get a 3 and out, it gets louder, and then it just gets so. You have to kind of. That's where the gut part of this there still is that even with all of the data now, you get that, and I think there is no right or wrong answer, but you play the results. And typically the results are, I want to get the ball in the third quarter. That makes the most sense when everything is defaulted.
Yep. No, I 100%. I mean, I agree. But I just don't think there's no hard and fast that if you have to do it this way, and if you don't do it this way, it's a bad decision. And there's plenty of things in football, coaching decisions that you can say, they should do this most of the time or whatever. But I don't think that is one of them.
Well, yeah, you call a timeout in the end of the second quarter last week.
No,
that's not up for debate. There's stop challenging because you're being emotional. Like there's a couple of things that you could for certain say you should do differently.
Right, and like he admitted, like everyone, is mad, and rightfully so. Fans are disappointed in his clock management, and then the response to us is, "You better rip him for it." Well, how about we ask him first? We asked, and he ripped himself.
Right.
So I made sure I tweeted the entire response right after the game of what he said, and there you go. So I don't think there's anybody that would dispute that was mismanagement of the club.
Yeah, including Matt Lafleur himself.
Right.
Rob, when we were talking to Jordan Love yesterday, you asked a question about getting the turnovers under control for him.
Yeah.
And, his answer wasn't great, but it was a really good premise, because I'm super curious, because we're seeing essentially a rerun of last year's finish for him.
Probably feels like he's that Jordan can do more things and he can put more on his plate. As far as the actual play, it's pretty hard to top last year. And even Jordan Love himself said yesterday that I think it's similar to the way I played last year. I do think it's an interesting dynamic that over as we get into years 3, 4, 5 of him as a starter, is this the way his seasons go? Does it take him part of the season to get into a groove? Does it take him and the play caller part of a season to figure out what's working best for that particular team? Or is this just it's too soon to say this is a trend and this is the way he's going to be throughout his career? But I do think it's an encouraging sign that he has gotten the turnover issues under control here.
Rob, what did you make? I just read a great article in the State Journal by Jason Wilde about Edgerrin Cooper, and man, he was a dog last week. You got to play more, right? What's your read and take on where Edgerrin Cooper's at and what they need to do moving forward with him?
Right. So I actually asked Lafleur that. I can't remember if it was Monday or yesterday, Tuesday or yesterday, whatever the days were. But I said, everybody says, "Oh, look at how great he did, so you got to play him more." But I said, is there something to the fact that he played really well because he had this specified role? And Lafleur, more or less agreed with my premise. He got a little more detailed into it, and basically by saying, the next step for him is being interchangeable in all the positions. And I am not going to pretend to be one of these X's and O's guys. I don't really understand the difference between the linebacker positions in this scheme. I really don't. But I do think that answer was indicative that they don't want to overload him right away, and they want to make sure, that this guy that missed a lot of practice time too with injuries, at various points since they started up here in late July. So I just think the default setting of, oh, look what he did with 60% of the snaps. Let's see what he can do with 90 or 100% of the snaps. I don't think that necessarily translates to more production.
And it also doesn't make sense to put the play calling duties of relaying the call and the huddle on him. Right. He's, you've heard Xavier McKinney, you've heard other guys say it in the nicest possible way, that he still makes rookie mistakes, and that's fine. He also makes enormous game-tilting plays. So they love.
Think back to the draft, Jason. I think when they picked him, if I'm not mistaken, was